Wasteland TV Modesto.
Yes.
Yes. On this February day that we're being interviewed.
Yes. Or you're being interviewed.
No, you're interviewee and I'm the interview.
Yeah.
No, you're the and I'm the E.
Yes.
Yes. Got some questions I can
yeah, let's talk about the Dukes of Hazzard.
Okay. Dukes of Hazzard has grown so much, it's bigger now than when it was being made.
Yes.
We have conventions in the East, all up and down the Eastern Seaboard, where there's 200-300 General Lee cars show up. This last one we did last summer at Atlanta Speedway, it was 250 cars, General Lee cars alone. Plus now my character, Sheriff Little from Chickasaw County, I have my own fan base. I had 4 cars of my own that were made specifically for the character. We got to run the International Speedway. They said, well, it was small this year. There was only 15,000 people showed up. But this summer, we've got 2 more events, and one is scheduled. They said they're expecting 150,000 folks for Dukes of Hazzard. They come from miles and miles and miles around, and they're just the friendliest people from the South, unpretentious as you can imagine.
Well, we'll have to cut it here because I just ran out.
All right.
Hi, we are here again with
the Commander of Vice.
What's a Commander of Vice?
Well, he wears an official baseball cap. It doesn't mean doo-doo, but it looks good.
Looks hella sweet.
Yeah, right. And it's kind of in the tradition of Sheriff Little a little bit there, you know. Plus, I'm bald-headed, so when the wind blows, I have to do something to slow up.
Give yourself some aerodynamics.
Yeah, slow up the hawk.
What happens when the hat goes whoo?
You go looking for it. You stop your motorcycle and go back a quarter of a mile looking for your hat, you know.
If you're lucky, a car didn't run over it.
Oh, man, yeah.
So, did you ever expect Sheriff Little to be as beloved as he is for the Dukes of Hazzard?
I had no idea. I was just playing it for laughs in a way, you know, give him enough honesty as a cop, but he had his foibles too.
If I remember correctly, didn't you hate Roscoe?
No, I didn't hate him. He was just a goofball.
Yeah, like he wasn't
no respect. Police. Yeah, right. And he didn't like that, but I didn't care whether he liked it or not. They were both goofballs, he and Boss Hogg. So it worked out pretty well, but like I say, if you're playing a character that's a bad guy in a movie or television show, whatever, and if you play one level, the bad guy.
You mean the black hat? The kind of stereotype of black hat with the mustache.
The stereotype, exactly. Most people will forget you right away. But if you bring another level, a little element in it that shows the bad guy's humanity, people kind of remember.
He's not quite a bad guy. He's just doing his job, and it's all point of view.
And he can be a mess up too, you know.
Yeah.
Blow a hole in the roof with his shotgun.
Kind of like what we remember about Roscoe, Boss Hogg. They were bad guys, but they added a certain element of humanity to these characters.
They were total goofballs. Yeah.
You're trying to figure out how did their boss earn that kind of money with an idiot henchman?
Brother-in-law.
Yes.
Yeah, you know. So Sheriff Little comes along, and that's why they created the character for me as the antithesis to Boss Hogg and Roscoe P. Coltrane. They're the corrupt, I'm incorruptible. But therein lies where the rub is too. His incorruptibility can be humorous because he's inflexible. He doesn't bend corners too well. You know, he's a cop. And when he gets caught up in his own copdom and becomes a real stumbles, everybody can say, we can get it over on Sheriff Little, but no, Sheriff Little, he recovers quickly, you see.
So how many episodes was Sheriff Little in altogether?
12.
12? In the first 2 seasons?
Out of 147. No, I was in the last two. I was in there from 81 to 84. So, and the show went down in 85.
So I think it's season 6 and 5 and 6?
5 and 6, yeah. We got 12 episodes out of it. And golly, it created my own fan base. Well, like this show I did last summer, it was 150,000 people.
Which one?
Atlanta Speedway. No, that was actually only 15,000 for the one that we got coming up this
fan
summer.
show.
They say it should be over 100,000 people showing up. But these are privately owned, these cars, and I had 4 of them in a group of 250 originally that had all showed up for the show. Now,
So are these real cars or replicas?
they're real cars.
They're show props that someone rebuilt and
Somebody found the right year, the right make, the right model, and they restored them from the ground up. I have one dear close friend. He is now a sheriff in Chattanooga, Tennessee. His car, I mean, you get in and it's just like it was brand new. Interior, the air conditioning works, the horns work, everything works. He's even got the and you know, the whole siren setup and everything. His name is Kevin what? Yeah, Kevin's gonna hate me because I think I forgot his last name, but that's it.
Just don't tell him to see you on YouTube.
He follows us, whether it's in Canada or Georgia or Tennessee. He always comes and says, Don Pedro, I'm here anytime you need me. I'll chauffeur you. You want to drive my car? I get to drive the car around even. It's great.
You ever got to drive a General Lee?
No, I haven't. Wouldn't mind. But
That's why they have some that have the doors open on some of your pictures here. Because the rumor is they had the doors welded in the show.
Yeah. That was dual thing. It was the car was supposed to be a race car, okay. And secondly, doing stunts with the cars. They didn't want parts flying around, flapping around, hurting the guys, you know, the stunt guys. So they were preparing to do a scene with a non-stunt car. There was another one in the boneyard that they used as a, you know, production car.
So how many original General Lees are usually at a show like this?
Well, I would say I have seen as many as 250 cars.
Because I heard it was 300 in production during the entire run of the Dukes of Hazzard.
Something like that, yeah. And we had it set up so that once a car was destroyed or wrecked, they'd put it back on a truck, hauler, back to the studio, straighten the frames, bodywork, paint, 12-hour turnaround. They'd be back online working again.
Like the Mach 5 in the cartoon. But any last words from Sheriff Little before we sign off?
Keep her between the ditches, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.